Today's topic is memory. So we will discuss about the memory, the architecture, and which type of memory. This is means now we are going inside to the memory. Okay. So till now we will discuss about the hierarchy of memory and cache memory, secondary memory, main memory. Now we are entering in the main memory, inside of the main memory. So we will discuss how many types of main memory and how can it works like that. Okay, so we are discussing about the first. We are discussing about the main memory. Mostly, most of the time, we will discuss this main memory only in this topic. So the main memory acts like a central storage unit. Okay, so you can understand memory used for the storage. So if I can say this is your memory, I am I am not saying this is your main memory. Okay, and main memory used for storing the data storing the data as well as the programs. Okay, main function is that. So you have to store your data or program in the main memory. Okay, so this is the thing, and main memory is made by the semiconductor integrated circuit. So you can say that that is a semiconductor integrated circuit used for making the memories. Okay, so how many types of these integrated circuit used? So you can understand, if you can understand semiconductor integrated circuit means you will use the some transistor, that may be the MOS. Okay, so transistor I can write transistors transistors. Okay, so some transistors you can use. So we are not going the further detail of these things because this is a separate topic. So you here you can understand only that part, that is the it is based on the semiconductor device. So you can say memory is made by the semiconductor devices. So you can say that is a semiconductor ICs, you can say indicated circuit means ICs. So semiconductor ICs is there. So on the basis of that, you can divide this main memory into two parts. That one part is your RAM and second part is your ROM. Most of the student already know these things, but I am repeating this part. RAM means that is the random access memory integrated circuit chip. So again, I am saying because the semiconductor circuit is there, so we can divide this part into two parts. That is the random access memory ICs. Second, read only memory ICs. So two type of ICs present in the main memory. One is RAM, second is ROM. So one by one we will discuss about what is the advantage of RAM and what is the characteristics of RAM and ROM. So first we will discuss about the RAM. What is the RAM? What is the RAM and how can we means what is the structure of that and how can we means do something read and write operation in the RAM. So one by one. So RAM integrated circuit. So first you can say we have the main memory. We can divide the main memory into two parts. That is the RAM and ROM. After that, I am taking the RAM and we can further divide the RAM into two parts. That is the static RAM and the dynamic RAM. Okay. So there are two parts of RAM. There is static and the dynamic. So there are different terminology, or you can say different designing structure by which they storing the program and the data. So memory element in the static. If you will see the static, then the memory element will be flip flops. Already you study about the flip flops. So it will store the one bit. Okay, one bit for the storing in the static RAM. Okay. So is it okay? In the static RAM, you will use the flip-flops. In the dynamic RAM, you will store the bits by electric charging applied to the capacitor. So remember that part. That is the different mechanism to store the bit. In the static RAM, you will use the flip-flops. In the dynamic RAM, you will use the electric charge applied to the capacitor, and this capacitor based on the MOS ICs, you can say. So MOS transistor, you can say. So MOS IC is MOS transistor. So electrical charge applied to the capacitor, and that store the bit. Okay, so mechanism to store the bit is different in both of the static RAM and the dynamic RAM. So is it clear till now? You are with me? Everything is clear to you? Okay,
Yes.
because okay, good. So one thing I just want to tell you, many times of you have studied the word volatile. It is written here, that is a volatile. What is the means of that volatile? So the means of volatile is there. Okay, so I am telling the volatile. Okay, so when you just plug on the computer or your mobile, whatever, so just start your mobile or computer. Okay, so I make the computer and just plug in or plug on whatever you are saying. So this is your computer and just you will plug in this computer. So uh, the some memory will be started here, and you just do some programming and the data you are putting here. Okay, after that just you will off this computer, you will off this computer. Then what happened, whatever you have done in these memory, so that will be erased. Okay, so it is written here, the ram is the volatile memory. Volatile memory. Okay, it remains valid as long as the power is applied to the system. Till now, if you will off the system, all the memory will goes down. Means all the memory will goes, and you can't use that memory at that particular time. So that type of memory you can say that is the volatile. That will work only. It will valid as long as the power is applied to the system. Okay, so you will remember this word volatile. Now, just I am telling you that is the RAM is the volatile memory and ROM is the non-volatile memory. So now you can tell me what is the means of non-volatile. If I am saying that is, if you are if it will be remain valid as long as the power is applied to the system, that is the volatile memory. And what will be the non-volatile memory? Anyone can tell me? So I should name take the name. Okay, Avinash, you just tell me. Avinash, what is the means of now? What is a non-volatile memory? Are you there? I
Yes,
think.
sir.
Okay, so what is the means of non-volatile now?
Non-volatile memory.
Means you are not listening that part. I think I am telling the volatile means the memory will remain valid as long as the power is applied to the system. So non-volatile, it will be the reverse of that. If we will apply the power or we will off the power, the memory will remain same. Okay, there will no change in the memory. That type of memory you can say that is the non-volatile memory. So that is from the name you can understand that is the read-only memory. Read means read-only memory means you can't put anything here. You just take or read. Read means you can just means use that memory only. Means I am reading this part. Means if you can understand this thing here only. I just make this PPT and I have this control on this. Okay, so you can't change anything here. Okay, you can't change anything. Only me can change that part. So this thing is only read for you. Means you can just read, you can see that part, you can read that part, but you can't change that part. Means you can't written anything in this. You can write anything on this PPT. So I can say this is for you read only memory. Okay, this type of thing is read for you. So if you can't change anything in the memory, okay, you can't write anything in this PPT, or you can't write in the memory. So that memory is the read only memory. Okay, so that is the non volatile also, because if you will put the power off, then this memory will be remain same. So this thing is clear. That is the ROM is the non-volatile and the RAM is the volatile thing. Is it clear now? Just tell me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, everyone. So in the means every day you are using this type of thing. जो मोबाइल को ऑफ कर देते हो तो उस टाइम कुछ पार्ट आपका दोबारा रिपीट नहीं हो सकता, जो ऐप चल रहे हैं दोबारा रिपीट नहीं हो सकते, और वॉट एवर. सो दैट थिंग दो कैश मेमोरी में चले जाते हैं या गायब हो जाते हैं. दैट टाइप ऑफ थिंग यू आर डूइंग इन द रैम. Okay, so in the ROM, everything will remain same, and you can't do anything. You can't write anything in the ROM. Okay, so that is the main difference. Okay, in this RAM, you can write and read. Both of the thing you can do. Okay, so you can read and you can write. Okay, both thing you can do in the RAM memory. So first I am telling about the static. Static is made of the flip flop. Okay, and this is the volatile. Both memories are volatile. Means RAM is the volatile. That means dynamic and static both are the volatile. So for the storing the bit, it use the electric charge applied to the capacitor. It is made of the most transistors. Okay, so this is the story of the dynamic and the some advantage is the dynamic memory and some advantage had the static memory. So static RAM is easy to use and take less the time performing read and write operation to compare it as the dynamic memory. It takes less time to performing the read and write operations. But as well as you can understand the dynamic memory you consumes the less power. Okay, it consumes the less power and provides the large storage capacity in the single memory chip. So that is the advantage. The operation time is good in the static memory, but you can use by using the dynamic memory you can store more data and you can consume the less power. So some advantage has the static memory, some advantage has the dynamic memory. We can use the both of type memory for the different applications. So RAM, first part of the RAM is clear. If memory is divided, main memory is divided into two parts, RAM and ROM is also further divided into two parts, that is the static and the dynamic. In the further classes, we will also divide this static and dynamic in other parts, but till now, for the introduction part, I am dividing here only two parts. So this part is clear to you? Yes or no? Just tell me. Then I will go for the architecture of the RAM. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think this is the means already you know this point. Anywhere you have a study about this, so one by one I'm recapping this part only. Okay, so RAM means according to the size on the memory size, the architecture is different for different thing, but you can take a general architecture for that. So I am showing you the general architecture, which type of RAM chip is means you can understand the thing of about the RAM. So there are two select chip, that is CS1 and CS2, and one thing is there. CS1 is written like normal and CS2 is written like bar. So already in the class of digital design, you can understand if I will provide the 1 to the CS1, then it will be enable. If I will provide the 0 to this thing, then it will enable. Otherwise, if I will provide to CS2, if I will provide to CS2 is 1, then CS2 will convert it to 0. So it will non enable or disable whatever. So I will, if I will provide to 0 CS2 bar, I am taking bar also. So if I will provide the CS2 bar is equal to 0, then it will enable. Okay, so this is the enabling condition. For enabling means if you want to start this chip, so you have to take this condition, means CS1 should be 1 and CS2 bar should be 0. Then this chip will start working. Is it clear? What is the means of that? So most of the time microprocessor do this part. Okay, it will provide the bit to the chip select 1 and chip select 2 and it will enable the thing. Is it okay? Hello? Hello? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, very good. So this part is clear. Now you can understand there are two type of operation. I have already told you you can do the read thing here and also the write thing here. So by saying there is no bar present here, so you can say if I want to do the read, okay, read, if I just want to the read, so I will enable this RD or read thing. I will provide this you can say this point, that is 1. So it will enable to the read, and if I will provide the 1, then it will enable to the write. Okay, so that is okay. If I will provide the 1 here, so this chip will if you can do the read thing here, and if you will provide the 1, so at a time you can't provide, so I will show you this part also. So when you will provide the 1 to the right, then 1 to the right, then you will do the right thing in here only. Okay, so it is written here. So the size of this RAM is written here. You can understand. So 128 into 8. So you can understand one thing. So now you have the formula, memory size formula. Formula you already I have told you. You can find the memory size. So this formula you have studied. One question I have already given you in the examination also. So this type of formula you have written here. You can tell me what is n and what is m. So anyone can tell me what is the n here?
Number of address.
No, this n is the number of data bus. So maybe n or m मैंने different कर दी हूँ. N means number of data bus. Okay, data bus here, and m is the number of address bus. Address bus. So according to that, you can find the size of the memory. Here you can understand that is if I am writing that is 128 into 8. Okay. So what is the size of the data bus? That the size of the n is equal to 8. So size of data bus is size of data bus of size. So n is equal to 8 means size of data bus is 8. Okay. Now you can 2 to the power, how many power will be should be there? 2 to the powers
7.
what? eh?
Seven.
Which one? 7. Very good. So you can write the 7. Okay. So 7 is the number of address bus. So m is equal to 7. That will be the number of address bus. Address bus. So you can understand this thing. So seven address bus you are using to making this type of structure. If the size is this, okay. So here you are using the 8-bit data bus and 7-bit address bus. According to that, you are making the size of the RAM, that is the 128 into 8. Okay, so I am making this one. So you can understand here one thing is also written here, that is a 7-bit address bus. So now you can understand, because there are 7 bit address, so we are using the 7-bit address bus here, 87. So 7 bus means it is written here, it is showing here by one line only, but it is 7 lines here. So different 7 lines will be here, and you will attach these means bits here, and you can do the operations. Okay, so 7-bit address bus is here, and here it is written is the 8-bit data bus. One thing you can do, you can make this bidirectional. Okay, why I am doing the bidirectional, because you can do the both operations here, means you can do the right thing and right operations here, and also you can do the read operations here. So either you can put some value or program in the memory chip, either you are taking the means either you are writing, either you are reading. Means if you are reading, that is the outside, and if you are writing, you can do the insert. You are inserting something, you are writing something in the memory, then you can take this type of arrow. So bidirectional thing is there. Is it okay? So these means RAM is the bidirectional, you can write and read, both of the thing you can do. So bidirectional thing is there. Why we are using the 8-bit data bus? Because the size of the memory is 28 into 8. So this 8-bit data bus is using here. So data bus using the 8-bit, and the address bit is using the 7-bit address. Is it clear? What is the mechanism? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I think both all the things are clear here. So now I am telling you, if I will make a truth table for this, how can it will work for the write, how can it will work for the read, and there is one more thing. So there is read here, you can read in this part, you can write in this part, and one thing more, that you can write, that is inhibit you can write. So what is the means of inhibit? Inhibit means inhibit. Okay. So the means of inhibit means that the chip is not working. Chip is not working. what is the condition where the chip is not working? So there are, you can say there are three stage buffer. First is read, second is write, and third is inhibit. So three types. This chip can work for three types. Okay. So one, you can see here, that is a write, read, and other parts is inhibit. Now one by one we can see okay, how many things are there. So here, what is the means of write? Write means that you are inputting the data into the RAM. Okay, input data to the RAM. Read means you are taking the output data to the RAM. You are taking the output from the RAM. That is the means of read. And third is inhibit. Inhibit means high impedance. High impedance, you can say the circuit is open. Circuit is open, so there is no operation, so there is no means of that type of circuit, the chip is not doing anything. So all the three terminology you can understand. What is the means of high impedance? The circuit is open, that condition will be inhibit. Second condition, if you are taking the input, if you are doing the input into the RAM, then that is the write operation. And if you are taking the output from the RAM, then you are doing the read operation. Is it clear to you, everyone? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you just tell me, if I am to, so there are four parts here. So four input you can say by your diagram. So address bus I am not using that. That is the address bus only. So I am using chip one, CS1, CS2 bar, RD, and WR. Okay, these inputs are here: CS1, CS2 bar, RD, and one. Now we will discuss. First, we will discuss about the CS1 and CS2 bar. Now you just tell me CS1 and CS2 bar. I am taking this one, this 0, okay, and I am taking also this 0. So what is the means of that? Chip will be selected or not? Just tell me. For selecting the chip, the condition should be like that: CS1 will be 1 and CS2 bar will be 0. In that condition only the chip will select, because in both of the condition that will chip 1 is enabled, in this condition chip 2 is enabled. In this condition CS1 chip 1 is not enabling, that's why we can't select the chip. Okay, so you can understand, you can't select the chip. So whatever you do, write operation or read operation, that will not working. Okay, so that is the inhibit condition. So you can see here, if 0 0 is present here, so you are in inhibit condition. Now second, maybe this is 0, this is 1. Okay, so again you are not enabling the CS1, so again you are in inhibit condition. Is it okay till now? Everything is with me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the third condition you are taking this. So whatever you are taking with this write or read, sorry, write and read condition, yeah, कुछ भी ले रहे हो, whatever you are taking here, so there is no use. If you are not selecting the chip, so there is no idea whatever you are doing. So there is no means of that. So if you are not selecting the chip, not enabling the chip, that means you are in inhibit condition. If you are taking 1 and 0 here, so that is the enabling condition of the chip. Only in this condition, now you will check what is the read and what is the write. Now I am taking, this is 0 and 0, this is 0 and 0 again. 0 0 means you are not doing read, and you are not doing the right thing. Okay, you are only selecting the chip, you select the chip, but you are not doing the read and you are not doing the write. So again in this condition is also inhibit condition. If you are taking RD signal and the WR signal is equal to 0, so you are again in the inhibit condition, you are not doing anything with the chip. So first I will go for the last condition. Again you are taking this one and this one. Okay, so 1 and 1 means this is, you are not selecting the chip again. Okay, whatever this is, you are not selecting the chip again, so this is again the inhibit condition. Is it okay till now? Only two conditions are remaining. All these are condition. Inhibit condition means chip is not working, RAM is not working here. Okay, you are with me? Please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Because 1010 is written, so that's why I am asking again. खो जाते हैं 1010 में क्या हो रहा है, whatever. So again I am repeating. Now you can see This is 1, this is 0. So this is the enabling condition, and enabling condition 1 and 0 means you are selecting the chip. Here also you are selecting the chip 1 and 0, 1 and 0, 1 0. So in both two conditions you are enabling the chips. Okay. Now you are taking the read is 0 and write is 1. Okay. So this is the condition for write. Okay. If you are taking 0 and 1, this is the condition for write. Okay, because write is enabling, you are enabling the right thing, and this is the condition for write. Is it okay? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can go for this one. You are selecting the chip. After that you are enabling the read. Okay, once you enabling the read, okay, whatever you are doing in this part, write thing, there is no, you can't write the thing when you are enabling the read, then you can't write the anything in the chip. Okay, so remember this thing. If you are enabling the write, if you are making sorry, if you are enabling the read, okay, after that you can read only, you can't write anything. You, so whatever you are taking here, you can take 0 either 1. So there is, this is a don't care means, if you are taking either 1 either 0, so there is no condition. If you are selecting read is 1 means you only read the things. Okay, so is read will be operated here only in this condition. So I think this part is clear to you. What is the means of that? In which condition we are not use the chip, in which condition we can use the chip for write thing and for the read thing. Is it okay to you? Is it clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think this is clear. This is the easier part because you have already studied about the things. So whatever I am telling you in this part, in this means this thing, it is written here, so you can understand by reading this part also. Okay, so I am not repeating the thing. So this is the thing I have already told you. Okay, so I am going for the Rome part. So this is about the architecture or the structure, which type of room you can understand. So this is the means first picture of the room. This type room, you sorry, RAM, you can understand that is this type the room is means you can understand there are the two chips, there are bidirectional means you can use the data, you can read and write, both of the thing you can do in the RAM. Okay, so this is the structure. Now I am going for the ROM. So first thing, that is the ROM is the read only memory. So you can do the only the operation is read. Okay, so you can't write in this chip. Okay, that is non-volatile non-volatile thing. So if you are off your power, either on or off, the memory will not change, it will remain the same. So this is the thing. Two things is there. Okay, it is written in the first part. Okay, now third thing is there, it use the bootstrap loader. Bootstrap loader. So what is the means of that bootstrap loader? Why we are using? Actually, when you start, when you on your means you are plug in, and the program is going to start. So you need that memory will not will remain same or not change. So before that, what is happening, a program, a particular program in the operating system will start working. Okay, due to this memory will not change. So first, when you plug in the program or plug off the program, it will start and it will stop. Okay, so there is no effect on the memory. So it is written here also written, apart from the permanent storage of the data, the ROM portion of the main memory is needed for storing an initial program called bootstrap loader. The primary function of the bootstrap loader program is to start the computer OS, a software operating, when power is turned on or off, you can say. When you can on the program means on the computer, then first it will load the program, operating system will start that's why there is no effect on the memory, and you can say that is the permanent memory will remain like that or remain same. Okay, so bootstrap loader is used before the memory, you can say. So it will start or it will close, and by this way you can understand that there is no effect on the memory, and so you can say that is the permanent storage of the data. You can't means it will not goes erased by the on or off by the electric charge or memory, electric charge or plug on and plug off the computer or the system. Is it okay? So what is the means of that bootstrap loader? What is the means of non-volatile? What is why sorry? It is only the read only memory. There are three main part of this. So data will be permanent. So you can say that is the storage is permanent. Is it these part is clear in the room? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now again we are going for the structure part. So you can see. So in the last part you can see that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Some you can say 5 signals are there. Okay, 5 type of signals are there, and the size of this. So for the same size, you can see here from the same size, if you are taking, you can say again you can for the selecting the chip you will use this type of mechanism. Again the CS1 and CS2 bar is present also, but there is only the read operation here. Read operation is here, that's why you can say that is only the one directional. So there is only one direction here. So again that is a 512 into 8, so data bus is 8, and address bus you can find that is the 2 to the power 9, so 9 data bus you can use here, or you can understand okay, so remain same here. So size is like that. Okay, size is like that, you can understand that is the 9-bit for the address. Okay, so these are the things. Here only the read operation is occurred. So you can say if I am selecting the CS1 and CS2 bar, if I am putting 1 and 0 here, the means of that you are doing the read thing here only. Okay, the means of that one we are selecting when I am selecting 1 and 0 means you are using the read operation here. Okay, so there is no another means signal is there, read signal, and you are putting 1. There is no need of that. So if you are doing this part, you are selecting 1, CS1 is 1 and CS2 bar is 0, then you are doing the read operation, and read operation is doing here, is occurring here. Okay, so this part is clear. The structure is means easier than the RAM. Only by one directional you can do the read operation here only. So is it okay? This part is okay in the room? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay,
Yes.
so I am taking one example for that. Okay, so now I am making a memory. Okay, so you can understand better here. So RAM and ROM, I think that structure is clear. What is the means of ROM and what is the means of RAM, that is clear to you. Now I am making a memory. So what is the question is, assume computer needs 1024 bytes memory, like this bytes memory I am saying. So what is the means of that? 1024 into 8 bit, like this structure. I just want to this structure, and in the question it is given to you. You can divide this 1024 1024 into two parts, that is the 150 112 and 112 bytes, sorry 512 and 512 bytes into two parts, and it is saying कि you can use 128 bytes RAM chip for making this type of memory. Means half of memory. For the half of memory you can use the 128 RAM, and you can use the you can use the 512 bytes ROM for making the this memory. So here you can use only the RAM for this part, and this part you can use the ROM. So by using both of the memory chip, you just make the 1024 bytes of memory. So how can you make this? So common sense, using the common sense, you just tell me how many bits you needed to make this sorry, how many chip you needed, 128 bytes RAM chip you needed to make the 512 bytes of RAM. So just tell me how many chips are needed here to make this type of memory? RAM, for the RAM. Use the common sense, just tell me. That is not the formula. You have one chip of this size. You have one chip of this size. One, yeah, very good. That is 4. So you have one chip of this size. This is the RAM, and you just want to make the memory of 512. Okay, so you can do one thing. Total needed memory is one. Total needed memory is 512, and you have the chip of one size of one chip is 128 bytes. So you can divide this part. So this will be 4. So there are 4 chips you needed to make this. So 128 RAM, 128 RAM, and again the 128 RAM, 128 bytes RAM. So there are 4. So you can add these four size, and you will get the total 512 bytes. Okay, so 4 RAM chip you needed. Now you can tell me how many ROM chip is needed. 512 bytes memory you will consume, and you have the size of ROM is 520 again, 512 again. So how many ROM is needed for this? Just tell me. What should be the answer? Yeah, easier than this, I think. Oh, you have 512 bytes of ROM, and the given memory is again 512. So how many ROM chip is needed? One. So this is the one answer. Means उतनी ही मेमोरी आपको दे रखी है और उतनी का ही रैम का साइज है आपका. So here you will use the 512 ROM. Okay. So four RAM you needed, and one 4 RAM is needed, and one ROM is needed to you to make this type of structure or this type of memory. So how can you make this type of memory? There is a procedure you can understand. So here I am, number of RAM chip is needed, that is 4. Number of ROM chip is needed, that is 1. Okay. Now I am making the memory address map. So you can make the memory address map. Now I am telling you that you need the 4 RAM. That is the RAM 1, RAM 2, RAM 3 and RAM 4. और मैं एक color change कर देता हूँ for the ROM. Okay, this is the RAM 1. This is RAM 2, 3, 4. This is your ROM 1 I am saying. Okay. Now how many bits is there? So इस ROM को अगर count करना है, so you can count from 0. 128 size is 128. So you can go for the 0 to 127 here in the decimal. Okay. Here you can say 127 tak I am using this part. For this I am starting for 128 to again 128 to 128 bits I will add, then I will go to the 255. Here I can start from 256 to 283, 383. Here I can go for the 384 to the 511. Okay, 511. So here you can use 0 to 512 bytes. Okay, so here it is written here, you can understand from here. So last 512 size you can store in the you can use the ROM. So 512 2102423. So you can use this ROM for using these bytes. Okay, so you can make the structure like this. So this is written is hexadecimal. Same thing is written here. You can I just write the decimal thing. After that I am writing the hexadecimal. So you can store bits like that. Now I am selecting the chips. So how can I make this chip? So 7 addresses buses you are using here. Here you are using the 7 addresses bus because the size is 128 into 8. So 8 data bus and 2 to the power 7. This is the address bus. So till now this is the address bus. So now I am showing you total address bus you can use, that is your 16. Okay, total address bus you can use the 16 address bus, but I can show you the 10 till the 10 because you can there is no need of further showing the other bits. So you can see here in the address bus till the 7 address bus till the 7, you can see this is the cross thing is the address bus. So there will be any value of the address bus में कुछ भी value आ सकती है. Now I am selecting the room 1. How can I selecting this? तो मैं ये कैसे बताऊंगा कि मैं room 1 को select कर रहा हूँ. So I am using these two bits for selecting the chip, for selecting the RAM chip. So you can see if I am selecting this 00, I am selecting for the 00, I am selecting the ROM. For selecting the ROM 2, I am putting 01. So if I am putting this bits 8 and 9 01, then I am selecting RAM 2. If I am putting this 1 and 0, then I am 1 and 0, I am selecting the RAM 3. If I am putting this 1 and 1, then I am selecting this thing, this last ROM 4. So by these two bits you can select the RAM, and you know there are 9 bits because the size of this is 2 to the power 9 into 8. Okay, so 2 to the power 9 means 9 bit needed to the address. So till 9 bit you can, I am putting some crosses here. So these are the address buses. After that 10th bit I am taking to select the room. So if all these are 0, in this you can see 10th bit you are selecting the room. Okay, so RAM bit will be 0. So this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, and this is 0. And the bit of the 10th bit is 1, means you are selecting the room. If you are using the room, then you will first make this bit 1, and after that you will send some addresses here. So you can use these bits here. Okay, so by doing this thing, you can select the thing, select the ROM and RAM, and by using the different type of bits. So 7 bits we are using for the address, 8 9 bit is using for the selecting the chip, and 10th bit is 0 because you are selecting the ROM, and 9 bit you will use for the address here, and 10th bit will be used for the ROM. So is it clear what I am saying about this structure or this thing? How can you select the ROM and RAM, and how can use the addresses buses, and how can you select the ROM and RAM thing? Is it clear till now? And out? Okay, very good.
Oh, sir.
Okay, so same the structure is given to you. So this structure also you can make this structure. So just I am telling you, just whatever we done in this diagram in this table, so we are doing in the diagram again. So now I am telling you, this is the RAM 1. RAM 1 size is 28 into 8, RAM 2, RAM 3, RAM 4, and this is ROM. The size of ROM is 512 into 8. Okay, now you can see here, this is the 2 directional. This is written here 2 directional, means you can read and write. In the RAM you can read and you can write. In this ROM only the structure is like that, so you can read only here. So this is 1 directional. So 2 directional thing is in the RAM, and the 1 directional in the ROM. So is it clear till now? So one by one I am telling you everything so you can understand. This is the easy. This is the memory of 1024. Okay, bytes. The structure is like that. Okay, so this part is clear till now. यहाँ तक मैंने अभी समझाया. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So understand. Okay, so you can understand. Already I have show you the diagram. This is CS1, CS2 bar, RD, WR, AD7. Okay, so you can see here 1 to 7 bits. So just I am telling you 1 to 7 bits. This cross bits are used. So 1 to 7 bits are used for making the address bus. So 1 to 7 is connected. You can see here. This 1 to 7 is connected here. This 1 to 7 is connected here. 1 to 7 is connected here in these parts. And again 1 to 7 is also connected here. There is needed 2 bits also. That is the 8th and 9th bit, because there are 9 address buses here in the room. So 8 and 9 also is here. So these are the AD9, means all 9 bits are here for the addresses. Is it okay? ये समझ आ गया कि 9 bits यहाँ पे क्यों यूज हुई है? Because the size of the data is 2 to the power 9 into 8. So 9 address buses are used here. Here 7 buses are used, so we are taking 1 to 7 directly. So all the 7 bits coming in the RAM and the 9 bits are coming in the ROM. Is it clear? Yes or no? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So two special bits for the read and write, because these are the signals. So we are putting and connected to the every read and write. So there is no need to put in the room. So we are connected here, read and write, read and write. So according to your application, you can make the read one enable or write one, that is write will enable. So according to that, you can do anything. Okay. So read or write whatever you want to that. So it is connection with the CPU. So it is written here the CPU. Now 8 9 is connected directly here. So already you know 8 9 bit is connected here. Here you know that is the 8 and 9 bit used for the selecting the chip. Which RAM chip will be selected. So you know, if you are taking 0 0, then RAM 1 will be selected. If you are taking 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, so according to that, RAM 2 3 and 4 will be selected. Okay. So I am taking the, you can understand. So I am using the decoder. So you can say that is the 2x4 decoder we are using. According to that, if I am putting some first I am giving this 8 and 9. Okay. So you can see first 0 is given to the CS, some signal is given to you. So four signals are there. Okay. So four signals are there, that two signals you are using. Just wait, I'm telling you. One signal is going here and mm, okay. So uh, two signals will come here and four signals will be generated from here. So according to, if you are getting the 0 0 here, okay, 0 0, so 8 and 9 bit, if you are getting the 0 0, then you will select the RAM one. This is 8th and 9th bit. This is your 8th bit and 9th bit. Okay. For chip selecting, you have to do this is 0, this is 1, this type of select. So selecting the chip means you are enabling this part. You are enabling this part. So remember this thing. You are enabling this part. You are making. If you are selecting 0 0, it will reach like this is 0, this is 1, and this is 0. So you will select this chip only. When you are putting 0 1, then this thing will be enabled. When you are choosing 1 0, then this will be enabling, and you are choosing 1 1, then this will be enabling. According to that, that bits, you will selecting the chips, RAM chip. If you are selecting this 10th bit as a 1, okay, 10th bit as a 1, and so you are selecting the row. So already by the table you can understand, if you are selecting the 10, 10th bit is 1, and whatever the another bit, you can't remember that part, but if you are selecting that 10th bit as a 1, then you can say you are selecting the ROM. If you are taking the 8th and 9th bit 0 0, then you are selecting RAM 1. If you are taking 8th and 9th bit 0 1, then you are selecting RAM 2 according to that. So this part also clear to you. So I think this part is clear to you. Is it or not? कि डाउट है इसमें कुछ? इसमें डाउट मत करना. Remember this part. This CS1 and CS2 bar. When I am selecting 8th bit is 0 and 9th bit is 0, 8th bit and 9th bit. So in that condition, that will be for the RAM 1. For the RAM 1, that will be 1 and that will be 0. By decoder, this type of signal will reach here and you will select. Otherwise, these RAM will not work in that condition. So you are selecting this chip only. Okay, it will be remembered. हेलो, ये समझ में आया कि नहीं? ओके, समझ आ गया? So this is the structure. बाकी की bits हमने use नहीं किया है 11 to 16, so we are not connected these bits to anywhere. Okay, so 10 bits we are using, and why these 10 bits we are making the diagram. We are not using these 10 bits because you can understand now. 1024 into 8, this type of structure we needed. 8 bit is okay because in all these RAM and ROM we are using 8 bit 8 bit data bus, and the 2 to the power 10 into 8. So we are using only the 10 bits from the address buses. So that's why we are using the 10 buses only. So there is no need to connect the remaining buses, address buses. So that part is clear to you. What is the means of that and why we are connecting this thing? and what is the structure, how can you make the structure like that? Is it okay beta? हेलो
सर इस वाले में ज़्यादा अच्छे से क्लैरिटी नहीं आई है सर।
इसमें एक सेकेंड फिर से थोड़ा समझा देता हूँ। देखो कुछ नहीं है इसमें, फिर से इसमें समझने की कोशिश करना, अभी समझ में आ जाएगा। ये सब तो समझ में आ गया, बिट्स में कितना साइज और क्या है, कितना
Yes.
चीजें चाहिए। ओके, मैं फिर से एक बार थोड़ा सा आइडिया देता हूँ। देखो तुम्हें कितनी बिट्स की जरूरत है टोटली, आपको ये मेमोरी बनाना है। यू जस्ट वांट टू मेक द मेमोरी ऑफ 1024 into 8। ओके, सो एड्रेस बसेस कितनी चाहिए, 2 to power 10, सो यू कैन यूजिंग द 10 बिट्स। ओके, एड्रेस में 10 बिट्स की जरूरत है, तो 1 to 10 यू आर यूजिंग द एड्रेस बसेस। 16 पूरे होने चाहिए थे, बट यू आर नीडेड ओनली 10 बसेस, सो एड्रेस बस आपको मिल गई 10। ओके, सो नाउ
Yes.
यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड देयर आर टू सिग्नल्स, दैट इज रीड एंड राइट। तो रीड एंड राइट तो केवल आपके रैम में यूज हो सकता है। ओके, तो रैम के लिए टू सिग्नल्स अलग अलग हैं। तो यहाँ पे आप 0 प्रोवाइड करोगे तो राइट कर रहे होगे, अगर 1 प्रोवाइड करोगे इसे तो रीड कर रहे होगे। अकॉर्डिंग टू योर एप्लीकेशन यू कैन डू एनीथिंग। बस केवल चक्कर कहाँ आएगा, क्योंकि 4 हम लोगों ने रैम यूज किए, 1 2 3 4। अब मैं इसे सेलेक्ट कैसे करूं, और देखो इसके पास भी 8 बिट है, ठीक है, 8 बिट इसके पास है। तो 1 to 7 में अगर काउंट करूंगा तो 8 हो गया, 1 को भी इंक्लूड कर रहा हूं तो 1 to 7 आपके पास 8 बिट एड्रेस बसेस हो गए। तो ये तो आपके यूज हो गए फॉर दिस AD7। ये 7 आपको एड्रेस बसेस आपको चाहिए, सॉरी, तो 7 तो आपके यहाँ पे कनेक्टेड हो गए। अब आपके पास 3 बिट और बचे हुए थे, ठीक है, 8 9 एंड 10 इस चिप के लिए। तो मैं 2 बिट्स का यूज कर लेता हूँ चिप को सेलेक्ट करने के लिए, इस 8 और 9 को। अगर 8th बिट को और 9th बिट को मैं 0 0 रखता हूँ तो मैं रूम 1 को सेलेक्ट करूंगा इसको, ठीक है, ये सेलेक्ट हो जाएगा। अगर मैं इसे 0 1 रख देता हूँ 8th और 9th को तो ये सेलेक्ट होगा। अगर इसे मैं 1 0 कर सकता हूँ तो भी ये रैम 3 को सेलेक्ट करूंगा। अगर मैं 1 1 कर सकता हूँ तो मैं इस बिट को इस रोम 4 को रैम 4 को सेलेक्ट करूंगा, ठीक है। तो 8th और 9th बिट यूज हो गई आपको सेलेक्टिंग में, कि कौन सी चिप आप सेलेक्ट करना चाहते हो। इज इट ओके नाउ, कि कौन सी चिप आप सेलेक्ट करोगे ये डिसाइड करेगी 8th और 9th बिट। और लास्ट 10th बिट आपकी रैम के लिए आप 0 0 कर दोगे चारों के लिए। ओके, 10th बिट का कोई यूज नहीं है फॉर द रैम। बट अब आप देखो रोम पे आओ, रोम में क्या हो रहा है कि 2 to the power 9, क्योंकि साइज आपका क्या था 512 to the power 9 था, 9 बिट्स यूजिंग, यू आर यूजिंग द 9 बिट्स फॉर द एड्रेस। तो 7 तो यहाँ से ले ली 1 to 7, 8th और 9th आपने क्या की, इनका कनेक्शन यहाँ से ले लिया, तो 9 बिट्स आपने यूज कर ली फॉर द एड्रेसेस। नाउ अगर आपको ये चिप सेलेक्ट करनी है तो आप क्या करोगे, रोम को सेलेक्ट करने के लिए 10th बिट को मैं क्या करता हूँ, अगर 1 कर देता हूँ तो मैं डायरेक्टली सेलेक्ट कर सकता हूँ। 9 तो आपकी यूज हो गई एड्रेस के लिए, 10th बिट को मैं क्या कर दूं, अगर 1 कर दूं तो मैं रोम को सेलेक्ट कर रहा हूं, और 10th बिट बाकी के लिए 0 है, बाकी इन चारों के लिए 0 है। इसका मतलब मैं रोम को सेलेक्ट कर रहा हूं। जब मैं कोई डेटा रीड करना चाहता हूं रोम से तो मैं आपका 10th वाला बिट को 1 कर दूंगा, इसका मतलब मैं केवल रीड वाला पार्ट कर सकता हूं अपनी मेमोरी से, और बाकी मुझे ऑफ करना पड़ेगा मामला। तो बाकी कोई चिप सेलेक्ट नहीं होगी, केवल आप रीड कर सकते हो इस रोम वाली मेमोरी से। अभी समझ आया
Yes
थोड़ा
sir.
सा?
ऐसे आ गया
ओके,
था।
आ गया। तो कुछ नहीं था, वो डेटा बसेस थी और कुछ नहीं था, उसको ये वाला जो है ना उसको मैंने कनेक्ट करके दिखा दिया था कि किस तरीके से आपका कनेक्ट होगा। ओके, सो टाइम इज नाउ इज ओवर, so YND I will teach you in the next class, so don't worry for that. Okay, so till now I think everything is clear. Some information I have given to you, and after that I have told you how can you make a structure using the RAM and ROM both. Okay, सो ये मेमोरी के हिसाब से आपका एड्रेस बसेस चेंज हो जाती है, लेकिन जनरल स्ट्रक्चर इसी तरीके का होता है कि आपके सम रैम्स इस तरीके से लगे होंगे और रोम इस तरीके से लगा होगा। इज इट ओके? हेलो,
Yes sir.
यस और
Yes.
नो? ओके,
Yes.
so I am stopping the recording and stopping the things also. Just wait.